Whether you think of it as theology, mythology, or literature, the seven-day creation story is easily one of the most influential narratives in history. But how does it actually play out step by step? Today, we're going to break down that cosmic construction project that started everything.
So let's set the scene. Before we even get to day one, there's, well, not much. The way it's described is this formless, dark, watery chaos. It's really the ultimate blank canvas, just waiting for that first word to bring some order to the void.
And then, boom, the first command. Just four simple words that completely slice through all that silence and darkness. Let there be light. And this isn't just about flipping a switch, This is the very first act of creating order out of chaos. The first separation in a universe that was totally uniform a second ago.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The first thing that happens isn't just making something new. It's about making a distinction. By pulling light away from darkness and then giving them names, day and night, a basic rhythm gets established for the whole universe to follow. Order, right? It all starts right here.
Okay, so on day two, the focus kind of shifts from time to space. We've got the rhythm of day and night down, so the next job is to organize the physical world itself. The command goes out to create this huge expanse, an atmosphere, right in the middle of all that water.
And this is exactly what happens. This new atmosphere creates another huge division. It separates the waters above, which, we'd basically call clouds and rain and all that, from the oceans down below. This act literally carves out the space where life is eventually going to exist. We're seeing a pattern here, right? Day 3 keeps this whole theme of separation going. So now the world has a sky and an ocean, but there's no land anywhere. So the next command is pretty dramatic. Let dry ground just rise up and break through the surface of that global ocean.
Day 3 is a huge moment. First, the land and seas get their names and their boundaries. But then, the pattern changes. For the first time, something isn't just formed, it's actually filled. That brand new land immediately starts sprouting with all kinds of vegetation. The world isn't just a structure anymore, it's actually starting to come alive.
Now, day 4 is fascinating because it's like a mirror image of day 1. Just like day 1 created light, day 4 fills the sky with the things that make the light. And their purpose is spelled out really clearly. They're there to be signs, to mark out seasons, and days and years. So they aren't just giant lamps, they're basically the gears of a giant celestial clock. So what we get are these two great lights, one to rule the day and the other to rule the night. This perfectly populates the two domains that were created way back on day 1. You see the pattern? First, you build the space, and then you fill it with what belongs there.
And yep, the pattern continues. Day 5 is all about populating the realms that were made on day 2. The command goes out for the waters and the sky, those two huge spaces that were separated earlier, to just burst with living creatures. The world is about to get very, very busy.
And the result is just an explosion of life. The text even makes a point to mention great sea creatures, just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about. All of a sudden, those silent oceans and empty skies are just teeming with swimming, flying, and swarming creatures of every possible kind.
And then, for the very first time, a blessing is given. This is a game changer. It's not just about creating life that just sits there, it's about giving that life the ability to keep going. The command is to be fruitful and multiply. So the whole system is designed to be dynamic and to keep itself going.
Day 6 brings us home and completes the pattern. Remember how day 3 formed the dry land and filled it with plants? Well, now, that same land is going to be filled with animals. The earth itself is commanded to bring forth creatures of all kinds, everything from cattle to predators to the smallest things that crawl on the ground.
And then, at the very peak of day 6, the story just pauses. It takes a breath, because this is the most significant moment yet. The language completely changes. It's not another simple command, it's a statement of deliberation. Let us make humankind in our image. That little change signals that something totally different is about to go down.
So what makes this moment so unique? Well, this slide breaks it down. First, being made in the divine image. That's a huge deal. Second, being created specifically as male and female. Third, they get that same blessing to be fruitful. And fourth, they're given a special job that no other creature got, dominion. But what does dominion even mean here? Well, the text defines it for us. It means having charge over, or ruling, the rest of creation. It's a mandate of stewardship, really, a position of both authority and a ton of responsibility over this brand new world and all the life in it. So all week long, after each day of creation, the line was, it was good. Good, good, good. But now, with the entire universe formed and filled and with humanity in place, the final assessment gets an upgrade. It's not just good anymore, it's very good. This signals that everything is in a state of perfect harmony. The project is complete.
So after 6 days of forming and filling, of commands and creation, we finally arrive at the last day, day 7. But this day is totally different from all the others.
On the 7th day, the creation just stops. The story isn't about what's being made anymore. It's about what isn't. The work is done, and this completion is marked by divine rest. This act of just ceasing from work is itself blessed and made holy, setting it apart as the crown jewel of the entire week. So the whole narrative, this entire epic story, builds not to one final spectacular act of creation, but to a state of perfect, peaceful, completed rest. This whole 7-day structure, moving from chaos to order, from formless to filled, it all ends in a Sabbath. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought. What's the significance of a world that was created finished, and for its origin story to conclude not with a big bang, but with a quiet, peaceful rest?